Hello, Big Brother fans. Episode 7 review of Big Brother Season 14. The quote of the night was made by Ian. Shane's trying to board the Staten Island ferry. Made me laugh. It seems like it was an episode that didn't really have a whole lot happen during it. They rehashed the Willie thing, and I believe I saw somebody post on that TMZ said that he was arrested for a DUI. Yeah, seems like he's kind of on a spiral, huh? Kind of sad. Yeah, so it was pretty much an episode that was just kind of filler almost. It seemed like it to me, at least. They didn't show a whole lot of trying to, get people's votes. It's not. I don't know if it's the editing or if it's that Danielle just, kind of sort of gave up, or if it's, what it really is. But, Dan did come back around to Danielle and say, that it was a tactic that he used. And, she said, well, I hope it was worth it. Well, obviously it was worth it because, she ended up staying. But I don't know that that did anything because we didn't get to see her going around trying to solidify votes from people. But apparently it wasn't necessary because Janelle and Danielle became quite close friends. And the minute she found out that Shane had turned his back on Danielle and was working it with the Staten Island ferry, she just decided that, we're going to nip this showmance in the bud, and she did her magic, and apparently it worked because only Shane voted for Danielle to be evicted, and so it ended up that JoJo went home, which it's really early in the game, and for some reason I just haven't formed a real attachment with any of these players. Actually, I do enjoy that Frank and Shane have really kind of dominated in this game. I don't enjoy the fact that we have, like at this point, what looks like will continue to be floaters in the game, and that was Ian. And I was really interested to see that actually Dr. Will called what I was actually thinking, that Ian can possibly take this to the end, with his buffoonery. Really, is that a word? Did I just make it up? Putting the "uri" on the end. He doesn't seem to be as bizarre anymore. Again, editing, not sure. Maybe he's been told to calm it down, or I don't know. I wish that they would show a lot more. And I just unfortunately don't have the time to go to the Joker's updates board to get as many updates as I would really like. But it was fun to see Dr. Will. At first I thought, oh really, do we really need to dig him up? Do we really care what he thinks? He wasn't as flashy or as one-linery as he normally is. Maybe he's grown up, But I think he did call things the way they are, really. Let's see. He says he didn't really have much to say about Dan, other than he was Kermit the if Kermit the Frog and Ryan Seacrest had a baby, that would be Dan. But to me that was kind of like, oh, whatever. But when he was saying that cereal, that turtle's good, or whatever, that seriously, that's Dan. He's like your best cheerleader, he can make it seem like it's the biggest, brightest thing ever. He does have some. He does have some skill, that's for sure. He said that Brittany is a bad coach because her players are totally out of control. I said it from the very beginning, why did they bring her in the first place, really? But it has been enjoyable watching her. I really, truly do like her thought processes, even though, she's not that good of a coach. She's down. She's down to one. She may very well be the first one out of, well, maybe not, because Shane won the HOH. I was going to say, she may very well be the first coach out of the house, but possibly not until next week at the very least. He said that Janelle, if she doesn't win this time and redeem herself, she'll just be a three-time loser, which wasn't very nice to say. There's only so much you can really do. People are starting to separate themselves and starting to realize that they don't have to be stuck with the people under their coach, so that really will be interesting to watch. Let's see. They did the HOH and it was really super simple, and usually during the week they set up pretty much the same thing that they're going to do so that they can practice for a couple of days ahead of time. And so it was just simple. You just got your little, hockey stick and you hit the ball, and whoever got it in the highest slot won. And so once again, the flipping from being on the block to all of a sudden you're the power of the household, that will be very interesting to see. I would truly like to see two of either Mike Boogie's people put up, or two of Janelle's, but right now it seems like Boogie's team is actually the stronger with Frank. I think that what they really truly need to do is they need to put up a couple of pawns, unfortunately, and hope and pray that they win the POV. And the way it's looking, Shane could probably dominate this game and they need to backdoor Frank in order to get him out. I don't think that they're going to be able to get him out any other way. And so this is probably the week. And same thing with next week. Shane's not going to be safe. And so that also means that Brittany is not going to be safe. And I see Shane, being backdoored next week. That is probably the only way they're going to be able to get the powerhouses out, and then all the sweet little floaters of the household are going to have to then take control and see survival of the fittest from there on. I've noticed that they haven't done an endurance, so I'm going to suspect that next week's HOH is probably going to be an endurance, and that way it will allow the bigger, stronger, physically fit men not be able to dominate in that game, and we'll probably end up with a female HOH or Ian. Yeah. But so far, the MVP of this whole entire game is Shane. I mean, he's really, really mowing through these, 2 POVs and 1 HOH in 2 weeks. That's incredible. He says the question Julie left us with was, who will Shane nominate? So I want to get your guys' ideas. Who do you think he will put up? And also, we're given America's vote, actually, and we can decide on whether we want the coaches to stop coaching and enter the game or continue them on as coaches. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. How you're gonna vote. I usually don't vote because there's nothing that I've ever really felt so strongly about, but I think I am gonna go vote, and I think I'm going to want to keep the coaches out of the game. I don't know. I just want, I like that, they're so separate and really have no control-ish, but yet, they're trying their hardest to get in there and weave their magic and make things go their way. But, yeah, I really want to see them stay out. They've had their chance, my brother said, 1, 2, 3 times, or twice, 2, 3 times they've been there. And, if they, yeah, just let newbies win it this time around. So anyway, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow with the nominations.